Hello and welcome to another video. And today we are back, and uh, I was scrolling through comments again on Let's Talk Election channel, as I find that fun, and I came across my hero, the Bear Whisperer, and there's like a 0% chance that he's watching this. Or like if somehow he's watching this, I would say, you were the best channel of my childhood. So, good job. So he was requesting a pathway to 270 for an independent. So, even though he'll never see it, I guess I'd want to do it just for him. So, we need to play the intro. No. Okay, good. Okay, good. So, independent would have to look at the most vulnerable states. So, a very vulnerable state would be Maine. If you look at it, well, a state that could flip would be Maine. But, Maine is one of those states, but, no, I'm not looking at this the right way. So, basically, you'd have to do this in two ways. One, a conservative independent, and two, a progressive independent. I think those are the only two that could actually win. So I'll start off with a conservative independent, like a real conservative, not Trump, against like a generic Democrat. Okay, McAuliffe. So some states that an independent conservative could carry would be Idaho, where Gary Johnson got a good amount, 10% I think, and McMullen got also a pretty good amount. Here McMullen also got a big amount. These two states are very vulnerable to flip. The main western states are not really strong for Trump as much as people think. Kansas and Oklahoma could flip. The only ones that I don't know really about would be these four. The others I could put in. And Alaska is a very anti-Trump state, but a lot of anti-Trumpers are going to end up voting for him because they really don't have anyone else to vote for. So they end up just voting for Trump. And McAuliffe, of course, carry these states easily. Nothing really to talk about there. States that I don't want to fill in yet are just going to be blank. These ones. So, Trump is still pretty good with like an Alabama or Tennessee or like maybe a South Carolina would be too close to call, or Mississippi, as Mississippi is getting closer and closer. So I would call Arizona as too close. Virginia, I could see that going to McAuliffe. And New Mexico, it's one of those older conservative states that became Democratic, but Gary Johnson did pretty good here. And if it's like more of a Gary Johnson type Republican, but still like conservative, it could go. Same thing with Colorado. A conservative Republican could take this, as well as Nebraska. The entire Midwest, I just realized, could go. As an independent is gonna get a lot of influence from people that voted for Cruz, Kasich, all of them. So like Texas could flip. I could see Texas going. And Mississippi. South Carolina, Missouri, Kentucky, and Indiana. An independent could grasp all of these states as they all were pretty pro anti-Trump. They were pretty anti-Trump, and Trump won some of these states, but by a plurality, like in Mississippi and South Carolina. In Indiana, he won by a majority, but Cruz was expected to win here, and that was only because of Pence. And maybe Cruz was not the most likable candidate. Iowa is one of those states that would be like too close to call, because there's gonna be a lot of vote splitting in here. McAuliffe will have a pretty easy time. So like we need to take some states out of the picture. Like Virginia, I don't see that going, especially as his home state. Well, Maine and New Hampshire are gonna be close, and like West Virginia would go to Trump. So I don't think there's gonna be time for a progressive. Maybe I'll do that in the next video. But Trump would probably win Arizona or McAuliffe. There's gonna be a lot of vote splitting, or maybe Trump's just gonna win Europe by a big margin. And Illinois would go to McAuliffe. I could see the entire Rust Belt going to McAuliffe. But the conservative independents would probably win Georgia and North Carolina. As this is a pathway to 270, so we're kind of going to the edge for this. There is a way, of course, and Georgia and North Carolina are not as pro-Trump as they seem. They did go by I think pluralities. So I think that North Carolina could end up going to an independent, and Arkansas and Louisiana could, as both of them were pluralities, and maybe Republicans end up going against Trump, but Trump really won't lose to any Republicans in the primary. I don't see anyone that could beat him, and the only pathway is pretty slim right now for the conservative independent, but he could carry New Hampshire and Maine, which are states that are traditionally conservative, and they just went away after some time. And this could be more like I don't know how to say it, but it would be more like what was his name? Wow. Ross Perot. It would be like a Ross Perot. So Ross Perot almost carried this state. He did really good here. And I guess Ross Perot was pretty conservative. He did take away votes from Clinton, of course, but he took more from Bush. And it could all add up. Maybe it won't. But still, it was a pretty good chunk of the vote that was taken away from Bush. And a smaller chunk from Clinton. It wasn't as equal as people say it was. I do not know how to call these states, because I do know that there has to be a pathway. Like McAuliffe wins. But if maybe Virginia, because this is just generic, I just chose McAuliffe for the sake of it. So I would change Nevada as well, and Virginia. So Nevada and Virginia could both go to an independent conservative, as they are old they used to be conservative states, and people could still uh, have, well, people could still have tendencies and end up coming out voting for Republicans. And especially with a conservative like that, they aren't as, like, I guess, offensive toward Latinos, so they could do better with Latino voters. And I guess Florida would go to I guess the Independent. As an independent, Florida used to be conservative again. All of these states used to be, except for Iowa and Ohio. So I'm just gonna have to choose. But both of them have to go. So that would be that. But Iowa and Ohio, I mean Florida used to be conservative, and with like the Latino vote and like Cuban vote, they aren't as like offensive. They'll do better there. And like McAuliffe is a generic Democrat, is not that good. He's just there to take some safe Democratic states. So Iowa and Ohio, don't even put him over the top. So we're gonna have to look at Arizona as the last state possible for a conservative independence. This could totally go, I guess, as it did get closer as time went by, as less and less conservative people came. George Bush was pretty conservative, won Arizona by a big margin. Then McCain came, who could arguably be conservative, but not really. But lost it by a pretty big, won it by a pretty small margin for Arizona. Then Mitt Romney won it by around the same margin as, I guess, not a conservative again. And then Trump was totally not a conservative, won it half the times as less. So conservative, it would do better in Arizona, arguably. And again, like the offensive thing, like the offensive factor, I guess I'd call it, a conservative's pathway to 270 would be to win pretty much the whole map, except for safe states and except for some states. They have to win a lot of states. So, again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.